Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the Living Word series. And today's video we are going to look at the breakdown or the analysis of Genesis chapter 15. This is one of the most important chapters and I'll tell you why. Let us look at it step by step and analyze this chapter. So this chapter happens right after the events of Genesis 14. Abram has just defeated the kings and rescued Lot. And at this point in life, Abram is wealthy, he's powerful, he's victorious, but he's still childless. So then God appeared to him in a vision. God made his first big promise. He promised that he is the shield and reward. He said to him, "Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward." This means that God himself is Abram's protection, and God himself is Abram's inheritance. This is huge. Abram is not just promised blessings. God says, "I am your reward." That's true faith, people. If you really trust in God and you're really faithful and you do exactly what he says and you never go against his word, he is your reward. There's nothing he won't do for you. Then Abram had an honest question. "Lord God, what will you give me, seeing I go childless?" Abram is wealthy but has no heir. And the only person in his house was Eliezer of Damascus, and he would inherit everything. But God replied to him and saying, "This one shall not be your heir, but one who will come from your own body." Then God took Abram outside and said, "Look now towards heaven and count the stars, if you are able to number them." Then God says, "So shall your descendants be." And then comes one of the most important verses in the Bible. "And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness." This is the first clear teaching of justification by faith, quoted later by Paul in Romans and Galatians. Abram is not declared righteous by work, but by faith. God now confirms the land promise. "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to inherit it." Abram then asked, "Lord God, how shall I know that I will inherit it?" He didn't doubt, he was just asking for confirmation. Now this is the interesting part, this is the part of the whole thing that made me very curious about this analysis. God instructed Abram to bring him a heifer, goat, a ram, turtle dove and a pigeon. And Abram cut the animals in half and laid them opposite each other. This was an ancient covenant ritual. Two parties would walk between the pieces saying, "May what happens to these animals happen to me if I break this covenant." And I kind of wanted to look for a way to show this image in the Bible, part of the of our journey, but the images I got from Grok when I wanted to generate them was so gruesome and disturbing that I could not use it in the Bible pieces. That's why I kind of skipped that whole thing. It was really not suitable for anyone. It was really bad. At least this explains to us exactly what that passage meant, how animals were cut in half and how they were laid out. God revealed Israel's future then. So Abram fell into a deep sleep, and God reveals Israel's future. He said, "Your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs. They will be afflicted 400 years. This is Egypt. But God also says, he will judge that nation. Abram's descendants will come out with great passion. They will return to this land in the 4th generation. This perfectly matches the Exodus story. God alone walks the covenant. A smoking furnace, a burning torch, passes between the pieces. These represent God's presence. Abram does not walk through, God alone does. This means the covenant depends entirely on God. It is unconditional, and God brings Himself to fulfill it. To your descendants I have given this land. God lists the boundaries and the nations occupying it. This is the formal legal transfer of the land's promise. Okay guys, I hope you found this very interesting. It makes a lot of sense now that I've researched it and did the analysis. But it was very curious to know what it meant with the pieces and the furnace and light moving between them. And it's difficult to represent a visual of what you are reading if you don't know what you are reading and you don't understand what you are reading. But now at least we know it happened. So anyway guys, coming up on the next video will be then Genesis chapter 16. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up, and remember when you subscribe to hit that bell icon so you can get notified of when Genesis 16 drops. Until next time guys, whatever you do, keep it safe. Cheers.